Live and live. All right. All right. Woo! Good morning. Be sure to put a smile on your face and put a smile on someone else's. Get up. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're live on all platforms. Still getting adjusted and acclimated to this. I hope your week is starting off strong. Shout out to everybody watching the replay. I know you get this early. You get the beginning energy as everybody comes in. I just want to start with my gratitude for such an amazing Christmas day. Got to watch Mateo open up his gifts. So it was a spectacular day for us, for our family. This was his first Christmas playing with all of his gifts that he was given from family members, from us. So it was a special day. So in the comments, if you could share with me what you're most grateful for and what the greatest gift that you were able to give over this holiday season was. We got some people coming in on Facebook. All right. So today's overview is why you need clarity in 2023. We've got 5 days left of 2022. The countdown has begun. The countdown has begun. I am gearing myself up. I am getting my battle board ready. It's a little bit off screen on YouTube. You can see it. So it'll start filling up. But I am in the process of analyzing my year. What were some of my major wins? What were some of the areas that I struggled in? And what my plan of action to go forward is going to be. I think we're going to have a visitor today. You coming to join us? You're not interested today? All right. All right. So today we're going to speak about why you need clarity in 2023. Why do we need clarity? Why is it the world's highest performers consistently over the long term seek clarity? Well, each day brings a new challenge. Each day brings a new opportunity to demonstrate the best of who we are. Every interaction is an opportunity to serve. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How was your Christmas day? We got Danae in the building. How was Ava and Alo J? How was their experience? What was the greatest gift that you were able to give? And what were some highlights? What are you most grateful for? So each day brings a new opportunity to serve your highest good, to serve another. The people in our lives that we get the opportunity to lead and love are constantly demanding our attention, our presence, our energy. So we're constantly in that process of renewal, constantly seeking clarity and renewing our energy, renewing who we need to show up as in this moment. So 2023 is coming up. Who is going to show up? Who is going to be the one that stands at the end? Is it going to be the one that's holding the trophy up in victory? Or is it going to be another year's struggle? I know for me, this year brought a lot of struggle. And the best way to honor the struggle is to own the personal responsibility. The personal responsibility of what I can do better. So many of us know that we need a little bit more structure, a little bit more discipline to give ourselves the energy that's required to go the long term, because high performance means succeeding beyond standard norms over the long term while maintaining positive well-being and relationships, focusing on that well-being piece. How are we doing? Let's check in. So let me check. It was good. They enjoyed their new gifts. and Santa leaving a letter. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Hope you guys. Yeah, it was a beautiful experience, and I'm glad that your Christmas, um, was joyful. And as we continue this process of demanding more out of ourselves because we want to consistently give the gift of our presence. We want to keep giving our children presents. We want to give our significant other the gift of the best of us. So I'm going to challenge you today. I'm going to challenge you in four major areas, but I want to give you my power three, right? I want to give you my power three on why I believe you need clarity in 2023, right? 2023, can you believe it? Can you believe that it's the end of another year? I know at different stages in my life, I just felt like, it's the same thing, just a different day. And I was caught in this rut. Have you ever felt like man, there's not too much excitement happening in my life, and I'm constantly stuck in this cycle where I'm feeling disconnected. I'm feeling like I can't get a grip on the things that I personally want. I know that there's another level, but there's my environment doesn't support me, or uh, my health isn't in the best place, so I don't have the excitement, the energy to challenge myself to go to that next level. I've been there plenty of times in my life, and I've been caught in ruts where it was like, man, this is, I couldn't see my way out of dark places. I couldn't see my way out of struggles. And if you're somebody that's experiencing that right now, I want to let you know that you have a brand new opportunity coming in less than 5 days. The time, the clock is winding down, and I had to challenge myself in my perspective of time, right? There's so many philosophies out there that time is an illusion, right? Because there's only the eternal now. There's only the present moment, right? But I had to challenge my thinking. And that's what I want to do for you, is to challenge your thinking. How do you feel about your time? Because if we're, you know, not connected to our own interpretation, our own meaning that we give our experience, well, it can just pass on by, it can just fly on by. And the challenge for me in my own thinking was, well, this day matters. This today matters. Today matters in the grand scheme of my life. So I want to challenge your thinking of, how do you feel about time? Now that there's 5 days ticking down until 2023, I want to challenge you to win the day, right? So why you need clarity in 2023? The first, I've got my power three, my three reasons why you need clarity in 2023. And my first reason is full engagement. So this is a theme in high performance. This is, this is the, this is the gift that I believe I get to give the world. I get to give my coaching clients in sessions. I get to teach and train on the concept of full engagement, talking about being fully immersed and present in the moment. How many of us need more of that in our lives? How many of us know that our significant other needs that in their life? How many of us know that our children need more engagement? Have you ever seen a child fully immersed in playing with their toys? I know it's the holiday season. I know Christmas just passed. And my son Mateo, he spent his whole day. He spent his whole day yesterday just locked in on his brand new toys. And it brought me so much joy, but it also reflected to me like, wow, that's how I need to be in my career. That's how I need to be in my hobbies, my passions, my pastimes, that I need to be fully immersed in what I'm doing. I need to stop wasting time on the things that don't matter. I need to say no more. So that's my challenge to you, is to say no more. Like, to the things that don't matter to you, to the things that you put your time into that don't give you that return on investment, to say no. Let me jump in the comments. Good morning. Good morning. Good. We got Ty in the building. Man, I love the consistency. Thank you for showing up. It gives me energy. It gives me the privilege to be able to serve my mission with even more joy. So my challenge, the first, my first reason why you need clarity in 2023 is full engagement. And what I mean by that is being thoughtful and strategic. Being thoughtful and strategic means thinking through our interactions, thinking through the experiences in our lives that we're having, and asking ourselves, how could I bring more presence and engagement into them? On a scale of 1 to 10, how engaged are you in this moment? Now I know I got crazy energy and I'm just bringing all my enthusiasm out, but how engaged are you really? From a scale of 1 to 10, how consistently do you engage in your interactions in life? Because my challenge is to help you level that up, to help you analyze and focus, to work on that muscle of focus. I was on a call yesterday, and I was speaking to a world-class high performer. We got just amazing people that I get the privilege to speak and coach and train. And he's in the military, and he's very disciplined. He's very disciplined in his ability to work out. Like, I'm an ex-athlete, and I've I've spent my whole life working out, but the military discipline, that's a different type of working out. And this concept that I was speaking to him on about his focus, his time and attention that he was putting into the things in his life, I was sharing with him that focus is just like any muscle that you exercise. Where are we concentrating our focus? How are we demonstrating our engagement with our focus? Are the things that we're focusing on feeding us? Are they fulfilling us? Because the challenge in that is to be thoughtful, to think through, to be able to think through our interactions, to ask ourselves, is this going to bring fulfillment? Am I going to fill myself up with the things that I want to experience? Because if I'm doing things that I'm not enjoying, then I've got to say no more. And I know it's hard. It's so hard. You got, people you care about that want to call you at all times of the day. You got, you're focusing on your work, or you're spending your time in your craft, developing yourself, and your child wants to come up and play, but sometimes you have to put the boundary up. You have to protect your peace. So I want to challenge you to protect your peace of mind, because when you concentrate and you discipline that muscle of focus, the return on investment is peace over the long term. Peace of mind knowing that you think through and you're a very thoughtful person, and how that transfers into life is you take that into your interactions. But you got to start with yourself, because we're focused on well-being. Because high performance means succeeding beyond standard norms over the long term while maintaining positive well-being and relationships. But before we get to relationships, I want to talk to you about your well-being. So how are we doing on a scale of 1 to 10 in our presence and engagement? We got some comments. Your efforts have changed my approach. Man, you are a living testimony, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing with me what this is doing for you. One of the major things that what I need in this process is constant engagement, but not engagement in terms of telling me how I'm doing, but telling me how this is resonating with you, the change that you're making, because you showing up is the courage that's required to develop the confidence over the long term. And that's my greatest joy, is to be able to share that, to be able to, share my story, to share my struggles, my ambitions, and all that I'm about, to share my heart, to be able to strike a chord, to push you into your greatest self. Because I have great coaches. I have some of the world's greatest coaches that push me into my best self. But I've had to raise my hand and ask for that help. I've had to acknowledge where I'm at and challenge my presence, my engagement to generate the energy to seek the clarity. Today is about seeking clarity, and why you need clarity in 2023 is because there is a lot that is happening in the world climate, right? There are personal struggles. We've got our professional struggles. The world has changed with technology. We're much more virtual after the pandemic. That's changed our financial culture. The the reality of where the world is. We've got wars. We've got economic collapse on the verge. All these things that are going to impact our lives. So I'm here to address the elephants in the room called struggle. Because that's a part of the process. This is life. So to anticipate that with the best of us guarantees that we'll have a better opportunity, because all we need is a chance to have a choice. All we need to know is our choices in these moments that cause us to react. These moments that are causing us to be tricked out of our power and externalize our power to then give up. We have to be able to think through our experience. How prepared do we want to be for struggle and challenge? And then how prepared do we want to be for success? Because while 2023 is going to bring, we don't know what, right? Nobody could have ever expected a global pandemic, and we didn't anticipate that. And that affected the entire globe as a human race, right? So we don't know what's on the horizon, good or bad. But what I'm challenging you to do is to take that personal responsibility, to fully engage with your experience, to tell the people in your life how much they matter to you. Instead of waiting for them to call you and tell you to articulate. I want to challenge you to articulate a greater ambition for yourself. What do the relationships in your life really look and feel like? What do they currently look and feel like? But my challenge to you is to go beyond, to expand the vision to what can they look like? What can your marriage look like? What can your dating life look like? Can it be of more integrity? Can instead of chasing but attracting from a place of power, because you're focused on who you are in your character? Can your relationship with your children go to a whole nother level of excitement and presence? And yeah, I worked the whole day, but I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna go even harder. I just put 8 hours in at work. I put 10 hours in at work. But these 2-3 hours that I get to spend with my family, concentrated and focused, I'm going to level it up. I'm going to take it to the highest level that I can go. The best version of me must show up in all interactions. At work, I want to challenge you. On the mundane things, I want you to engage even further, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Who you are in your character shows up in the things that you feel are unimportant. Well, if they're unimportant, my challenge to you is to think through the interactions that you want to have. That if we're not working the jobs that we want to have, to then challenge ourselves to think of the skills that we need to develop in order to start that business, to acquire that job that we believe we deserve, to reach that financial number, that affluence, that abundance, that elegance that we deserve. Because 2023 is the year that you're going to grab the wheel and you're going to make it happen. We're not going to wait for it to happen, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to show up. We're going to discipline ourselves. We're going to give ourselves the acknowledgement, the appreciation that we deserve for showing up. This is 12 days in a row. I have never been this electrified in my life, because I'm giving myself the discipline and structure to leave no other option. That I am who I say that I am, and it's going to be there. It's going to be there. I'm going to change somebody's life today. I'm not going to disrespect your attention. I prepared for this. I prepared for this opportunity. Everything that I had been through in life brought me to right here, right now, so I'm making it count. Everybody who gave me the opportunity to reflect back to me that I've done something for them. I'm going to make that count. I'm going to pay it forward. Everybody who gave me knowledge, everybody who gave me their time, their energy, their presence, I'm paying that forward. So my challenge to you is to fully engage what you got with what you got right now, because what's coming is your success. Let's prepare. Let's prepare for that moment. We know it's going to happen. If we can close our eyes and look beyond what's happening right now, but to challenge ourselves to expand our vision, then that is the truth of us. That is what is going to show up. Those moments that we're working so hard to have. Let's celebrate them now. Let's celebrate the fact that we have ambition. We have the ability to try. So many of us don't even try. We pretend like we don't care, like we're too cool. Man, come on. Like, come on. What are we too cool for? Let's go for it. Let's go for excellence. Let's strive for high performance. The people in our lives are watching. Let me jump in. Yeah, yeah. Come home and reciprocate the energy you give to strangers. Boy, it's like I just got back from a seminar 2 weeks ago down in what was it, Huntington Beach? Yeah, Huntington Beach. I was at a coaching summit, and when I tell you my passion was ignited, I was wearing the struggle, and it like jolted me, like, whoa, come back alive, because the way that I was interacting with strangers, the way that I was interacting with other people out in the world, I had to reflect on, was I doing that at home? Was I doing that in my relationship? Was I spending that like holding my lady for that extra second, like, oh, I love you, girl. I love you, girl. Yeah, she's over there. Was I spending the time with my son and really looking deeply into his eyes, and non-verbally, but just sharing, I appreciate you. Like, I really appreciate you. I like I start with gratitude, and there's never enough appreciation that you could show your creator for giving you the beautiful blessings in your life that you didn't have to work hard for. You didn't have to work hard for your heart that is keeping you going. So sometimes it's looking at the simple things, like taking a deep breath, like, man, all right, be patient. I'm okay. I have faith, and I'm here to serve. I'm here for whatever this moment needs me to do. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be here to be able to deal with challenge, crisis, or joy. I'm going to bring something. I got something to give. I got a presence. So I'm never without. I'm never without something to give. I can always give gratitude. I can always give appreciation. I can always acknowledge. Like, every time I see Ty, I always think, man, you're a great father. Or every time I see Danae, you're a phenomenal mother. I'm gonna just acknowledge that, because those are the things that matter most to us. Or look, my mother just joined. You're a great mother. It doesn't cost anything to give acknowledgement or appreciation. But the challenge is, are we going to go beyond the current, resistance, the current resistance to fully engage? So why you need clarity in 2023 is because engagement is required. That if you want to make it to 2024 with joy, and you want to hoist up that trophy, that championship, well, you got to engage now, and it's in the moment, engaging in the moment. So my challenge to you in the first need for clarity is to set a goal with a deadline. Like this week, like every Monday, I'm going to talk about clarity, because it's a high performance habit. right? The world's highest performers constantly seek clarity. So I'm going to consistently challenge you in the area of clarity. So I want to challenge you, like really challenge you. What is your goal for next Monday? Like the deadline is next Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Like, what is that goal? What are you going to focus on? What are you going to discipline that muscle of focus on and get the reps, right? And I want to challenge you in these areas. I want to challenge you to set a goal in your health. I want to challenge you to set a goal in your relationship. I want to challenge you to set a goal in your mission, because these are the areas of self, connection, and contribution. Your health and well-being, I want to challenge you in that. For me, it's doing yoga every day. I'll share my goals with you, is to do yoga every day. Why? Because I need to be flexible. I need to be flexible because what I'm doing with my schedule is I'm optimizing my chances at success. So I need to be able to stretch with my goals. I need to be able to stretch myself out and push myself to that next level. So I want to challenge you in the area of self, and particularly in your health and well-being. That means your sleep, your hydration, your recharging throughout the day. If you don't meditate to start, please, because it's needed. How we transition throughout the day is very important, because sometimes we carry the tension from one moment to another, and that next moment doesn't deserve where we came from. That if we came home from work, we need to be able to release that tension in transition to set a new intention. So I want to challenge you with something tactical, to go onto YouTube and practice the release meditation. So this is from my coach, my mentor, Brendan Bouchard. It's the release meditation. And this is something that I have all of my clients do in sessions, right? So I want to challenge you in the area of self, as in health and well-being, in terms of our sleep, our hydration, our nutrition, our exercise, speaking with passion and gesturing to feel life, to generate the energy, because we got to seek the clarity. We were constantly renewing and figuring out, who are we now? Who am I in this moment? Who are you today? Because who you were yesterday does not, it doesn't give you the authority. That doesn't give you the, what's the word I'm looking for? Man, the entitlement to the blessing. It doesn't give you, your words are really powerful. Like, really, thank you. Yeah, man, thank you. Thank you, because this is what I'm talking about. I am a reflection of what the moment is calling for. And the moment is calling for full engagement, to be pushed into our best selves, to lift up into our highest selves. Regardless of what you did yesterday, today I'm challenging you to fully engage. Because why we need clarity is what's coming. That blessing that you've been working for, that blessing that you've been praying for, is coming. So prepare. Prepare today, fully engage with what you've got. Like, today matters. What's your concept of time? How do you really feel? Because listen, I'm challenging you to grab a hold of what you've got with all of your might, all of your strength, and to focus. Uh-oh, we got Jabbar in the building. Yeah. We got high-performing, high achievers that are constantly leveling themselves up, going above standard norm. Jabbar, what was it like? What was it like for you when you realized the dream? For those of you who aren't on Instagram, Jabbar Lewis just starred in a movie, Emancipation, with Will Smith. So I want to celebrate the high performance, because there's a constant challenge and battle internally that we have to acknowledge and recognize, that every single person is experiencing. And what I mean by that is no matter your level of achievement, no matter what your career focus is or what your dreams or your hopes are, there is a challenge every single day to follow through with your faith, your belief in, do you believe that you are the one to answer the purpose? Are you the one to fulfill that? Like it's demonstrated in our schedule. It's demonstrated in our actions. This is what I'm talking about. Like full engagement means, okay, how many auditions did I get passed over on to then prepare me for this? But I showed up and I showed out and I gave it my all. But guess what? I'm going to keep going. No matter the success, no matter the challenge, the struggle, I'm going to keep going. That when I hoist up that Oscar, that when I hold up that trophy, the next day I'm getting back in the gym. The next day, I'm going to take the time to appreciate it, but I'm going to stay in the process. I'm going to fall in love with the journey because the dream is the journey. The dream is my truth, my vision. It's the thing that's the only thing I had when everything outside of me was trying to show me what I wasn't. When I was in a dark place, one of my clients the other day said, Damien, I feel like I'm in a really dark place. And I feel like I can't find the light. And my response was, if you feel that you're in the dark and you can't find that source of light outside of yourself, that just means you are the light. That just means you got to turn on. That just means you got to level up and turn it up a notch. You got to turn up the watts, the frequency. You got to raise to another plane and experience yourself, to give yourself that acknowledgement, to push. That like, them days when you go in the gym, there's going to be resistance. It's going to be hard, coming out of a dark place. But it's that reflection that I get the blessing to share, that you are the light. You are the light in the darkness, but you have to believe, like truly believe and know the truth, because that vision sometimes is all you got. That vision is all you got sometimes. What is it that told me to get back on social media? Nothing but the vision. The vision is what makes me do the tactical things every day to run my business, to be present in my family. It's the vision of what it can be. And when that vision is fulfilled, well, I'm going to continue to expand. We're going to continue to expand. So whatever the vision was for 2022, let's expand that to 2023. And this is why you need to seek clarity, is to fully engage. To fully engage, because a greater blessing is coming. But there's also challenge and struggle that's coming too. So we don't need to be surprised. We don't need to be surprised, because we'll be fully engaged and we'll know what to do and how to do it, because we're present in the moment, because we're in the process. We when we're not fully engaged in what we're doing, when challenge or struggle comes about, we hyper focus on the problem and we forget our tools and resources and the opportunities and choices that we have available. How many of us ever been in those type of moments? My client the other day was talking to me about being in a dark place, and I was like, do you understand that you have all these opportunities? And sometimes we have to be reminded. Sometimes we have to be reminded that, hey, you just got out of this difficult relationship, and you gave yourself an opportunity to let love in again. And it starts right now with loving yourself. But you got through all of that. Sometimes you have to remind yourself of all the strength of the journey, because we've all got a journey. We've all got a unique story. We've all got the hero's journey in our life. We are the most important people in our lives. We know what we've been through. All those moments where you felt like giving up, but something kept you going. Something reminded you of your best self. So I'm challenging you to set a goal between today and next Monday. The deadline is Monday. In your self care, which is your health, in your connection, in your relationship, I want you to set a goal in your health, your relationship, and then your mission. What can you contribute? Like being fully engaged, what can you contribute? Can you contribute your energy? Can you give your time and presence to something that matters? Can you push forward a dream? Can you move the needle? Can you prepare for 2023? Because next Monday will be the second, right? Next Monday will be the second. Yep, we got it on the calendar. So you'll already have a day in. You'll be one day, you'll be 2 days into your New Year's resolution. Woo! 2 days is better than none. 2 days is better than none. And these comments are, I love these comments. I just realized something I constantly say, I'll take care of it tomorrow without a plan or idea and get it done tomorrow. Woo! Ty, let me jump into that. That right there, this is what the full engagement means, is because you constantly demand higher performance out of yourself. You're a high achiever, right? Sometimes we fool ourselves when we talk about later. Sometimes we just push it off to later. But this is what the challenge is. The word I want you to fixate your focus on is tenacity. Tenacity. Like don't let up. Like the dog that with the bite, not the one with the bark with no bite. I'm talking about the dog with the bite that ain't gonna let go. Like you gonna have to kill me. It don't gotta be that dramatic. I know. But what I'm saying is tenacity. Like, one of them. Oh, so I mean, say words, energy. Thank you. Jabbar said it's a battle with imposter syndrome, finances, and more. But when you know you're destined, you won't quit. Oh my gosh. Man. Oh. Facebook makes me, I mean, Instagram makes me like screenshot. All right. Let me read that one more time. It's a battle between imposter syndrome, finances, and more. When you know you're destined, you won't quit. Okay. When we lack consistency, that means we don't have tenacity in our life. We don't have tenacity, but how do we gain the tenacity? We develop rhythm. What is the rhythm of the vision? What is it going to take to consistently sustain the energy that is needed to serve the mission? Because if we don't have consistency within our journey, that imposter syndrome that Jabbar is talking about becomes overwhelming. That imposter syndrome of feeling like, I know where I want to be, but who I am, there's this huge gap. And every day that I'm not consistent, that gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, man, how we deal with imposter syndrome is congruence, is coming into alignment with the vision. We paint the picture of where we want to go. We know the things we want in life. We've had enough experience of knowing what we don't want. Can I get an amen? I know what I don't want. I know the interactions I don't want. I know what I don't want in my finances. I know what I don't want in my relationship. I know what I don't want in my health. So the challenge there is to set a goal in these areas of health, relationships, and mission, and to bring full engagement into them, to fully engage with the vision of what will be, to then to make it real. Like a goal means there's a deadline. So we're scheduling this excellence. We're going to schedule this to happen. What is the actual rhythm to that vision? How are we going to use each of our times, our time blocks throughout the day and the week to attain this goal? Like, if you haven't set your New Year's resolution for your health, your relationships, your mission, meaning your career, your passion, your work, my challenge to you by next Monday is to gain clarity of what it's going to be. Because continuing to push it off till later, waiting for somebody to tell me what my vision should be, it's not going to happen. The challenge is to grab the wheel, to get back in the driver's seat and take personal responsibility, to own it, that it's yours. The blessing is yours to take. But the challenge is, are you going to engage in the moments when you don't feel like it? But if it's scheduled, if there's a deadline, then that's the demonstration of tenacity. That's the demonstration of, do you believe you're the one? Do you believe you're the person to fulfill the purpose? Because a vision is just your purpose fulfilled. I'm challenging you to give yourself a purpose over this next week. What is the purpose of 2023? Well, let's start. Let's start now. Like, fully engage right now. So why you need clarity in 2023? The first, my power three, my first reason why is full engagement. And the challenge is to set a goal with a deadline. My second why is confidence. Confidence. In psychology and in high performance, my coach and mentor talks about the confidence and competence loop. That the more competence we develop, the more confidence we have. And the more confidence we have, the more we'll try. The more we'll give ourselves permission to fulfill that dream. But this is the true test. This is the true test to analyze, where are we at in terms of our engagement currently? Because if we're not fully engaged, then we don't know the things we need to know. We don't know what we need to know. How many of us have ever been there? How many of us have ever been in a place where we've been so disengaged, we don't even know what we need to know? How would I know that I needed this level of discipline? How would I know that I need this level of discipline? For those of you that can't see what I'm pointing to my battle board, my schedule for excellence for 2023, right? How would I know I need this level of discipline if I didn't engage long enough to get to this point? And what I mean by that is engage in my career, to give myself the opportunity. Because in May, I was desperately searching for a way to gain influence in my relationship, because I was losing. The consequence that I was facing was losing out on the most significant person in my life that held the space for me, that saw me in the moments when I was in the darkness, but helped lift me up spiritually, to have a vision for myself, to then live into it. And I almost lost that. So I was desperately searching for a way to gain more influence, to be able to support her in a time of need. So I had to challenge myself to become a coach. And I had to invest all of my resources in that. And through that process of going all in, giving everything that I got, selling things off just to be able to make the payments, it forced me. I threw my hat over the wall. Oh, now I got to go get it. I had to fully engage because I had to pay this back. I took on more responsibility because I knew that I needed to take on more responsibility, because, man, I had been disengaged in my relationship and I didn't see the signs of her asking for help, all the moments when she was asking to go to another level. And I because I was settling for comfort and I wasn't engaged in the current reality, I almost lost my greatest blessing. I almost lost my greatest blessing. So I had to challenge myself on another level. I had to develop the skills in order to be the one that was going to fight for something that matters. Because my vision for my relationship with my son was to be present and engaged in his life 10, 20, 30 years. I was focusing on that type of relationship. And I knew that if I didn't fight for my relationship with my now wife, then I would lose out on that opportunity to be interactive and engaged in his life. Because I was raised in a broken home. I was raised by a single mother. I had my father in my life, but there were psychological tricks and traps that I know I would have been able to deal with differently if I had both parents. Yep. We got Aaron in the building. Yep. I appreciate you for being here. So my second reason why we need clarity in 2023 is because we need confidence. We need all of the esteem. We need all of the self-esteem to be able to get through the process, because high performance means succeeding beyond standard norms. Succeeding beyond standard norms. That means there's going to be process pain. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. That challenge in your health, you're going to be sore. You're going to have to miss out on some things, your scroll time, to get more sleep back. You're going to have to give up those cupcakes and those brownies. Oh, no, I'll fight for them. We're going to have to give those things up to put ourselves in position and alignment to that vision. So I'm hoping that you're starting to see the full picture. You're starting to get the holistic view of the process and journey to fulfill that purpose and dream. So the second reason why is confidence, right? To activate and demonstrate our best self now. But I want to ask you this, and Ty, before you jump off, what conditions could destroy your enthusiasm, satisfaction, and growth? Because a high performer must be thoughtful to think through and strategic in our interactions. What are those interactions that can steal our joy? And asking ourselves, well, what challenges can I face in this process? How do I prepare for greatness and live in the ambition? But then also, how do I strategically prepare and schedule my reaction for challenge? So what are those moments? Right? What are those moments? Like, I know that if I randomly get a call from somebody that I don't expect, that could throw me off. Well, how do I think through that and prepare for that? That if I'm speaking to a family member and somebody's coming in to visit and they're not bringing the best energy, well, how do I bounce back from that? How do I handle these moments? Because my energy is needed. Because if I take that energy into my interactions with my son, then I'm not going to live into who I need to be for him. This is making some sense, y'all? Let me know in the chat if this is making some sense. If y'all feeling it, let me know with the love. Because we're winding down, but guess what? I'm dialing it in. I'm gonna bring it home for you. All right. So, why you need clarity in 2023? The first reason is full engagement, more presence, more engagement. That challenge is to set a goal between now and next Monday, because every Monday we're gonna talk about clarity. It's gonna be a new topic about clarity, right? So the challenge is to set a goal with a deadline, to schedule that excellence in your health, your relationship, and your mission. That's your career, right? That dream. Then the second reason why is our confidence, to activate and demonstrate the best of us, right? So the challenge is, I want you to really analyze, who have you been over the past 2 weeks in your interactions, right? Who have you been in your life and career in the past 2 weeks? Like, who's been showing up? Who's the character that's been showing up with the challenge? Have you been projecting the positivity in your environment? Or have you been the one absorbing and consuming it? Right? So I want you to really take this one away and think about, what could I learn? What could I commit to and learn to elevate my life? Like, how am I going to amplify my ambition? How am I going to amplify my opportunity to live into that vision and dream? Because I've got to be that person now. That in my environment needs leadership. I need to push myself. I need to push myself to stretch out to these goals, right? I need to stretch and reach for these goals. So what is it that you can commit to learn to develop your competence? Because the more competent you are, the more confident you're going to be. the more confident you're going to be to ask for what you want or demonstrate what you have. Like I have high performance coaching, and I'm getting ready for the most active time in my life. So I'm currently in the process of pursuing clients and helping people reach their highest levels of performance and achievement. And what that requires is me to show up day after day